Hello, my friends. Welcome to the Wicked Bitter channel. I'm Travis. Thank you for checking out this video. If you are somebody who loves WWE content, you love WWE in general, subscribe to this channel because I got you. I'm posting it every single week. So if you enjoy that type of community with other wrestling fans, this is the place for you. All right, my good friends. Look, I've been a little busy lately. I'm not going to lie. I would have liked to post a video a lot sooner than this, but I got to work with what I got right now. I got a lot going on outside of YouTube and making videos and stuff like that, so it's been a little busy, but we're here. We're here, and we're going to talk about some stuff that's been going on in WWE for, I guess, over the past week or so. I got an email to start this thing off, and I thank you for sending in the email. Let me read it, and I want to say who it's from. Because I don't want to forget anything here. So Colleen sent me an email, and Colleen, if I'm right in saying this, I believe this is the first time you've sent me an email, and I believe you may be a new subscriber to the channel, or fairly new subscriber to the channel. If I'm right, I'm right. If I'm wrong, just let me know. But regardless, thank you for sending in the email. And this was in regards to SmackDown. And, of course, everybody's talking about what happened on SmackDown. Colleen says, that botched job, though. Please don't pull punches on this. That's it. That's the whole email. That is it. And I know exactly what you want to talk about. Of course I do, because everybody's talking about it. The Tiffany Stratton, Jade Cargill, and Nia Jax match, where the way it ended seemed like there was there was something that went wrong there at the end. Let's be real about it. There was a botch on there, and I'm not going to pull punches because I don't think I've ever pulled punches on anything on this channel. Like we are very critical, right? We compliment things that are in my opinion are done well, and then I criticize things that in my opinion are not done very well, and this was not done very well. I will admit, I did not watch SmackDown live as it was happening, but I did go back and watch, and that was terrible. The ending was so bad. And the thing is, I've seen a lot of discourse all over the social media pages about who's at blame, who's at fault. I've seen that the referee might get fired. Let's chill a little bit here. Let's pull back a little bit, okay? Because, and this is not pulling punches. Let's just be real about something here, okay? Mistakes happen all the time. At your job, at my job, their jobs are no different. And especially at being live on TV, there are no redos. Things, for them to not make as many mistakes for something that is live like that is astonishing in the first place. You know, it'd be so easy to mess things up. For you know how many people they have to work with, how much communication has to happen to put on a live performance like this. So when a mistake happens and it's not a normal thing that we see, of course it gets magnified, of course it gets blown up. And in this case, I feel like it did get a little blown out of proportion a little bit. Now, you're not wrong for pointing out the fact that there was clearly a mistake at the end of that match. There was a botch. Something went wrong. I agree with that, because when I watched it, I cringed. I was like, oh, that is so bad. But let's go back and talk about who was at fault. I've seen a lot of people blame Tiffany Stratton. I've seen a lot of people blame Nia, especially Nia, for some reason. Nia, I feel, gets a bad rep. I feel like she's a scapegoat in a lot of this. And I say that because Nia has had a history of being in situations where somebody actually did get hurt legitimately, and mistakes. I mean, mistakes happen all the time. You have to understand the difference in size of Nia Jax and pretty much everybody else on the roster. Nia Jax, she's got more power than she probably understands that she has. It's just probably what it is. You know, she's a strong woman. That's just how it is with her. And sometimes maybe she gets a little too aggressive and ends up hurting somebody. But let's look at it a little further here. Jade is still not as experienced in the ring as a lot of other people are. So I don't know if I blame Nia for Jade cutting her head open on the stairs. I don't know if I blame that, because maybe Jade didn't take the right approach. Maybe Jade didn't protect herself enough. We can't just automatically just blame Nia only because we're going to go off of what? She was in a match where she injured Charlotte Flair accidentally. She accidentally punched Becky Lynch in the face during a brawl between 20 women. Come on. Some of these things happen. And look what it did for Becky's career. That launched her. That visual still gets replayed in a lot of people's homes. I'm not going to solely blame Nia here. I'm not saying she's not at fault at all, but I don't want to put it all on Nia Jax because that Jade thing, it could have been Jade's fault. And as far as what happened with the pin in the match, at the end of the match, here's where I get a little hung up because people say that it was Nia's fault. This is where I get a little hung up. Jade hits a move on Nia Jax. Jade goes for the pin. It's a 2 count that Nia kicked out. Nia kicked out at 2. Right from there, immediately, Tiffany Stratton drop kicks Jade, and Jade rolls outside of the ring. And then Tiffany Stratton tries to pin Nia Jax. Now, why? Why would Tiffany Stratton try to pin Nia Jax right after Nia kicked out at 2, and then Tiffany attacked Jade? She didn't add more attack on Nia. So Nia is sitting there in the same condition as she was when she kicked out at 2. There would be no reason to pin her. She just kicked out, and you did no more damage to her. Why would you pin her? I don't know if I could put that on Nia. I don't know if Jade was supposed to come back in and break up Tiffany's count. I don't know if Tiffany accidentally went for a pin instead of drop kicking Jade out of the ring and then going up for the moonsault and then pinning Nia, which ultimately was what won the match. Because after the botched pin, what did Tiffany Stratton do? She kind of went right back up on the ropes, hit the moonsault, and won. We still never saw Jade. Jade never came back in the ring. So maybe it was Tiffany's fault. Maybe Tiffany was supposed to drop kick Jade out of the ring, go up to the ropes, hit her moonsault, then pin Nia Jax. Maybe that's what it was supposed to be. So if that's the case, then that's on Tiffany. But who knows? Everybody has a hand in all of this. There's a reason why these things are discussed and talked about, and there's a reason why there's the PC at WWE. There's people training for years before this. You got to understand, 2 out of the 3 women in this match haven't really been wrestling for a very long time. So mistakes will happen. Real quick, I want to mention the Sami Zayn US Open Challenge. I've loved it so far, and it's exactly everything that I wanted it to be when he first teased it to John Cena. And I remember making a video, and I listed off names that I wanted to see answer the Open Challenge if he continued to do it. And look what's happened. Everybody that I've named, basically, has answered the Open Challenge. Now, I don't like how fans think that Sammy's just going around burying people. That's not... Cena won all of his matches on the U.S. Open Challenge. Are you going to say Cena buried those people? Because if so, you're incorrect. Look where Sammy is now. Sammy lost to Cena during that. It's not about... Just because somebody loses a match doesn't mean they're buried. Sami Zayn is putting on great matches with these people who are answering his call. A lot of up-and-comers. Carmelo Hayes, Rey Fenix, just to name a couple. This is what you want out of this. You want a credible name as your champion in Sami Zayn. You want a fighting champion. It helps Sami Zayn's cause. It helps him be more credible as champion. And then you have these new faces, new fresh upcoming faces, challenge him for the title, have great matches while doing it. And yes, if they lose, they still walk away looking better than they did when they came in. It's a win-win. I wasn't going to hit on this Cody and Seth promo on Raw because I feel like I feel like it doesn't really need build or stories. Like, it's straight up just a one-on-one champion versus champion for the Crown Jewel Championship. It's a one-off. After this match at Crown Jewel, they will go their separate ways until maybe they get drafted on the same show and feud for the title with one another. So I didn't think a lot needs to go into that. That being said, the video packages that WWE have been putting together for these two have been incredible. I've loved every second of it. The promo was actually nice. The thing that I thought stood out the most during the promo is when Seth Rollins kept saying every decision that the Vision makes goes through him. And then Cody Rhodes called him out and said, well, so I guess Paul Heyman calling Brock Lesnar was your call, or was it Paul Heyman's call? And Seth Rollins took a moment and he said, every decision made goes through me. So that's the interesting part of all this. I've been saying a little bit now for a while, I believe Brock Lesnar is going to make his way onto Seth Rollins' War Games team if Seth Rollins' vision is inside of War Games. I believe Brock's going to be in there. And I've also been saying that's a way to set up a Brock versus Cody feud, because if Cody is on the opposing team in War Games and Brock's in that match, I can see Brock Lesnar getting the win by pinning Cody Rhodes in this match. I can just see it happening. So this is something we got to be paying attention to and looking for in the coming weeks. we got to talk about Jey Uso because this is becoming a very interesting story. He got more aggressive backstage with Jimmy and their segment together. He like yelled at Jimmy. Something I've noticed that Jey has been doing, he's been wearing a lot more darker colors, clothes, like black clothes. He's not wearing his vibrant yeet, different colored shirts every single week. We're getting a different layer here to Jey Uso, and that's obvious. It's apparent to everybody. But the big question is he going to turn heel or not? That's what everybody keeps teasing. That's what the discussion is. Jey Uso keeps talking about becoming or being World Heavyweight Champion. If he didn't do this or if he did that, it prolongs him from being champion, or he could be champion by now. And then he even threw it in Jimmy's face by saying, that's something you don't know anything about, which I thought was very messed up. That's your brother, dude. And your brother's been there to have your back. Jimmy's been helping Jey out every minute, every chance he gets. And Jey almost like reluctantly returns the favor, which is wild. So that being said, Jey having that pep talk with Roman Reigns a few weeks back, and now it's all coming around again in a circle because at the end of Monday Night Raw, Jey Uso's out there, Jimmy's out there, Roman Reigns makes his return, helps out the Usos in this tornado tag match, and then at the very end, Jey, Jimmy, Roman left in the ring by themselves. You see Roman going up to Jey, talking to him, telling him like stuff like, this is the way it's supposed to be. Don't forget about everybody else. It's about you. This is for you. He's hyping Jey up, and he's doing it while Jimmy is standing 5 feet away. Like it's crazy to me that Roman would completely ignore Jimmy Uso in this whole entire situation. So clearly, Roman Reigns, what it seems like to me, is prepping Jey Uso to finally take over as Tribal Chief. And that's something you can go back years at the peak of Roman Reigns being the Tribal Chief and the whole OG bloodline, where they mentioned a few times that this was the plan all along. It was to get Jey to be the right-hand man for Roman Reigns. And then when Roman was ready and when Jey was ready, Roman would then pass along the Ulafala to Jey Uso, making him the Tribal Chief, because that is the plan, to carry out the legacy. Jey has been the chosen one. And it looks like we're getting shades of that. Roman Reigns is trying to prep Jey Uso to become the Tribal Chief, and you can see on the face of Jimmy Uso every single week the disappointment, the frustration. He sees all of this happening, the change of attitude and character in his brother. He could see him turning into Roman Reigns. He even mentioned it a few weeks ago that Jey is starting to sound like Roman Reigns. So this is becoming a big issue, and it's something we all need to watch and pay attention to, because I don't want to say that Jey Uso will fully go heel. I do believe he's so beloved right now by the fans that it's going to be hard for turning him heel and getting people to boo him. I think Jey is just going to start adopting characteristics of Roman Reigns when Roman was the Tribal Chief and everybody was cheering him even though he was a heel. I could see Jey doing the same things. Doing things that normally a heel would do, saying things that normally a heel would do, but he still is getting cheered by fans, so he doesn't fully commit into being a heel. That's exactly where I think all of this is leading to. All right, my friends, I appreciate you checking out this video. Please like the video if you haven't. Please use those hype points. I know that's a silly thing to ask, but it's a new feature on YouTube. Those hype points, when you like the video, a little thing pops up about hype. You can hype up this video, and this helps get this video out to other people who don't know about this channel, which is the goal. I want to get all the wrestling fans on this channel as possible, so I would appreciate your help there. I hope you all have a good weekend. We will be back with more videos, of course. If you have emails you would like to send in, wickedbittermedia@gmail.com. Please do not hesitate. Send them whenever, and I will read them on a video, and we'll talk about it. But I appreciate all of you. Please subscribe if you haven't yet and you enjoy WWE content. I will see you on the next video, and until we yeet again, my friends, as always, stay bitter.